This is how you can create your own skills in Claude Cowork in less than 5 minutes. Let me show you. All right, so I came across this tweet by Danny Postma. It's essentially an interviewing workflow. This works with any text, any task you want to turn into a skill. What you'll do, you'll go to Claude Cowork, you'll open a new task. And one thing you got to make sure that before we start, you got to make sure that we have skill capabilities down here. Then an example skill to want to turn the skill creator on if it isn't turned on yet, because we're going to use that to create a new skill. And now let me show you how it works. So we'll go in here. We'll just drop this in here and then say something like, oh, we make a. So what this will do, it will try to find a skill like the skill creator, because skills aren't called like slash commands, or they aren't called like this. They're basically picked up from whatever you're sending. And it looks like it did find the skill creator. And this is just a skill itself that helps you make other skill. And what it will do, it will just ask us a bunch of questions. For example, this interviewing prompt or command is quite high level, right? So maybe we want to scope it down a bit to, for example, just do software, product specs, or general idea scoping or whatever. And this thing will just walk us through, right? So it will ask us a bunch of questions. Of course, we can always give our own input here, or we could skip if we just want to keep it broad. Let's just make product specs, and we want to be the decider to say, okay, now we're done. And we want to have markdown output, right? So it's going to continue to ask us these questions, which is ultimately also what the skill will do that we're creating, right? So we'll just ask us a bunch of questions. And for now, I just want to, skip most of these, but ultimately what I will do now, if we want to continue, we can continue go through all these questions and narrow it down, but I want to keep it a bit broader. What it's going to do now is going to create a skill file. So the skill creator skill knows how to create a new skill, which files are needed, the structure that's needed, and it will then also help us install that skill. So the next time we're going into Claude Cowork, it will be able to use that skill. And how it does that is by using a description in the skill.md file. Claude will decide when it thinks we want to call the skill in order to get a task done, basically. But yeah, so what it's doing now, it's writing the file, it's packaging the skill for distribution, and then we'll verify it together. So this is the to-do list. And with skills, you can also package scripts, for example, like Python scripts. This is a very simple skill. I think this Socratic reasoning or whatever skill or interviewer is probably better as a slash command. But just to show you how it works, I picked that one. And ultimately, slash commands are also kind of loaded as skills now. So honestly, it's all kind of the same. If you're non-technical anyway, because there are differences in the details, but mostly for you, they probably don't matter as much. All right. And so now what we'll do is we'll open this and it will show us the skill file. We can review it. We can look at it in Markdown, and then we can add it to our library, which then will add it to Claude for us. Let's do that. And now in here, you have your skills and you can turn them on and off, because each skill will take some of your context windows. So you don't always want to have all of them on. But for now, and you can see I've already done this yesterday, where I walked through more of the details. So more of the questions that it asked us in the beginning, to narrow down very much to just products and edge case discovery and all that. But yeah, here you can also go and say, try it in chat. So we'll help you play around with it, but it will also pick them up by itself. All right, so I'll turn this off for now. Let's see. Here you can see basically by, of course, like naming the skill by its name, it makes it very likely that it will actually understand that that's the skill you want to use. But again, if you don't have that many skills and you don't have them all on at the same time, it's quite smart, right? But if there's two with exactly the same name or very similar name, it might have some trouble. So it's always best to name it, but it should also be able to infer it. And how that looks like, essentially, same as with the skill creator, whenever you send a message that makes it think you want to call that skill, it will just pull it up. You also see here under skills that it has detected that that's what we want to use. I act like we want to use it for a side project. That is just an idea, a spark. Yeah, so this is how you can create your own skills very easily from a tweet, from just a task description. So it's very, very good at just helping you figure out all the questions you have to ask in order to create a good skill. And the skill is just a repeatable routine you want to run, essentially, that you want to run from within Claude by not necessarily needing to call it explicitly, but the tool understanding when you want to actually run it. All right, hope this was useful. Just let me know in the comments and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.